now I think we should get into one of our favorite parts about Louder Than Life, and that's camping.
Mm-hmm. If you are lucky enough to have gotten camping this year or whenever you're going to be watching this, congratulations. It's so much fun. We're happy to be back this year after, again, having to take a hiatus during the monsoon year. But
although we kind of lucked out because it was the monsoon year.
Yeah.
So there were some people who were soggy dogs, and we were inside a hotel.
Yes.
I'm grateful for that. But camping is cool.
Camping is cool.
Easy ups are great. Get you some shade in your campsite. I like to get the walls just to add more shade. Sometimes I'll hike up the walls so the wind can come through, and then make sure you put weights on that easy up. I bought these things, and they got you can put sand in them or water in them or whatever you want, and that those weigh down the easy up pretty well.
Yeah, because a lot of we have a camper that we camp in, and it's on cement, and so you will not be able to anchor the easy up into the ground. And even if it's not that windy, the wind will take those easy ups and yeet them essentially.
We have seen them be yeeted in it was a beautiful, there was nothing going on, and we just saw whoop.
Yeah.
This thing just there was a little vortex, and boom, it was gone.
Mm-hmm,
and,
so.
Yeah, it definitely when you're walking around the camping area is probably where I've seen it the most. Where the tent campers are, a bunch of those will be wrecked, and they'll be in the side of the campground there and just piled up. And yeah, sometimes it doesn't even seem like they should have gotten wrecked, but they get wrecked. So something else you need to know for entry, when you're entering the campground, it's important that you take all of your glass out of your camper, your car, whatever it is. If there is any food items or beverages with glass, they will not accept it. And you will either have to throw it away or take it back somewhere or, whatever have you. They do not like glass.
Mm-mm.
They don't want people getting cut up or anything like that. I don't think they like steaks, the metal steaks either.
Probably not.
But I don't think they're as... picky on that one.
I probably don't see them as much.
Yeah.
For the reasons we mentioned earlier. So a lot of this has to do specifically with camper camping, because that's what we've done the most. But if you are using a generator or you have coolers, or again, hydration is important, you need to have a plan for getting those things. Mm-hmm. Because your ice is not going to last 4 days on one bag of ice. If you have a generator, one tank of gas is not going to cut it. So there is a spot. Well, there was. Yeah. We don't know. There used to be a way to get out of the campground to a gas station nearby so you could buy those things. I don't know how that layout's going to be this year. I assume there's going to be some way because they know that people need those things. Hopefully it'll be a little more formal. But you need to figure out a way. Maybe look at this map, figure out where the nearby gas stations are, and make sure you have access to those things, because you don't want your food going bad. Nobody wants food poisoning. Yeah. You don't want your generator running out if you need that. So.
Yeah, and you definitely need water.
Yeah, definitely need water.
Bottles are okay, I guess, in this instance. We're not a big fan of that for obvious reasons. But cans are good, or the big jugs. Those are probably a little more ecologically friendly.
For sure.
With the water. Something else you mentioned, generators.
Mm-hmm.
Something some people don't really think about is the exhaust on those. That stuff gets pretty hot, and it'll get soot. If you point it at something, it'll get soot all over that, heat it up. So yeah, just be mindful of where your generator exhaust is going, or whose generator exhaust you're walking through, because you don't want to get burned by that crap.
Yeah, that stuff can get real hot.
Yep. Yeah. And with minding your exhaust, you need to be friendly to your neighbors. You need to be kind so that they'll be kind. It's a cooperative festival. We don't want to be walking all over each other. Sometimes I've had to when we tent camped, we would put a tie out in somebody else's campsite, and they would put a tie out in ours so that we could get our tent up and they could get their tent up, because you just had to negotiate with each other and have a good agreement with your neighbors and be friendly, be kind. If you're experienced, if you're veterans and you know what you're doing, be kind to the new neighbors. If you're new neighbors, be respectful to those veterans and listen to heed their advice, because they probably know a little bit more than you do. Do you have anything to chime in on the being a good neighbor?
No, just be mindful. Some people, if you're going with a group, they are able to set up their camping in a way that's kind of creates a nice communal space. But yeah, just be friendly, be kind. You are going to be close to those people for the entirety of the festival, and who knows, you might be able to make some lifelong friends from that. So
yeah, and if you're our neighbor, won't you be my neighbor?
That'd be pretty cool.
That would be
come
pretty
say
cool.
Hi.
Yeah.
Maybe you can be one of our first ambassadors, which we'll talk about at the end of this podcast.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
We are excited about that, and we want you guys to be excited about it too. Sometimes you might have to lend your wagon to your neighbor because they forgot it, which we've done before.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing a wagon, though, like one of them collapsible wagons, that can be clutch, because carrying a bag of ice, a mile, or 2 bags of ice, or 2 bags of ice and 2 5-gallon things of gasoline, like we have done, that wagon comes in real handy. Mm-hmm. We wouldn't have been able to do it without it. So yeah, those wagons.
Or if you're carting around a cooler and a sign that says free root beer. Yeah, we told that story. Yeah. That's throwing it back.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
See previous podcasts. Showering is the next thing we want to talk about here. We have our own kind of method for showering.
We do it. Please shower.
Yes, please shower. Nobody need that funk. But one of the tips that we've had from before we got our own little shower setup, mm-hmm. which our shower setup is not super fancy. It is bare bones.
But it does the job.
So previous to that, though, you needed to get there early or late, because them lines are long, and sometimes the water's cold, sometimes the water's off. You never know. It's a portable shower system. Mm-hmm. It don't always go perfectly. Yeah. Sometimes people pack it with toilet paper. I think I heard the one year. So, they get all clogged up, and that's no good.
Yeah, so either go early or go late, or I suppose they're probably fine, like, in the middle of the day when a lot of people are at the festival. Like, if you go during the headliner timeline, I'm sure it's open, but, do you really want to do that? So
Yeah, you don't really want to do that. Moving on to the next section, we're going to talk about budget.
What? What's a budget? No.
Well... blow your budget. No. Spend all your money louder than
No, don't do that.
You're going to do it regardless, but make your money go as far as you can. And one of the ways to do that is eat at your hotel or campsite.
Mm-hmm. You can bring in food. We usually bring in food and cook. Get like a little griddle or something. We'll cook breakfast and lunch before we head over, because it doesn't usually open up until like 11 o'clock or so. So you can have an early lunch.
Or miss the first band one of the days. It happens.
You time it out.
Yeah. But... Or you can go back to your campsite in the middle of the day if there's bands you don't really care to see, or if you're tired and want to relax for a little bit.
When we say see new bands, we don't mean you have to see every single band. Mm-hmm. You can take breaks, but don't only go for like the biggest bands at the end, because you'll be missing out on some cool ones. But
right. Megan, what are some of the good meals you prep? Those sandwiches, like on the platter where you take the half of the rolls, those little rolls.
Now I've forgotten everything that I ever do. One big thing I like to do is I like to get I like to get like frozen pre-cooked, like pre-grilled chicken, so you don't have to like cook it from raw, and just like heat that up and make wraps or make sandwiches. I've gotten like that slivered like Philly cheesesteak meat, and you can like make stuff out of that. Things like that are kind of prepackaged that aren't going to get like soggy and disgusting in your cooler. You know, if that's what you're using.
Do you ever bottle your eggs? I've seen a lot of people.
Yes, people will bottle eggs. That's a good way to make sure your eggs don't break. You can bring things in like smaller containers too. Mm-hmm. That's a good one. You're not gonna have access to a microwave, so you just have to like figure out stuff that isn't gonna go bad, but also is easy to cook. You don't want to necessarily spend a lot of time cooking. I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
Wears you out, but.
Yeah. I don't think they can use generators in tent camping. So this is probably primarily like RV camping.
Yeah.
Kind of meals where you're cooking on like an electric griddle.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess you could use one of them propane griddles.
Like yeah, I think you're allowed to bring those. So.
Yeah. So yeah, you could bring those to cook on.
Mm-hmm.
The electric griddles are pretty nice though when you have a generator.
Mm-hmm.
Also, speaking of generator, Predator from Harbor Freight is a really good inverter generator. If you look around the campgrounds, you're going to see a lot of them. We've had really good luck with ours. Going off script real quick on you there. Predator generator, if you're in the market for a generator, what was it? It was like $700.
Yeah.
And you do want an inverter generator, otherwise it will be loud AF. And that's
please for everyone's sake.
Yeah.
If you're in the hotel and can't cook in there, sometimes if your hotel has a microwave, you can, figure out microwave meals, which, is better than having to spend so much money at the campground. Your hotel might have breakfast, so that's a pro tip. Just think of things that are easy and quick to make that can keep your stomach full and keep you going without you having to spend, $25 a pop.
Yeah. And don't be afraid to go to the local grocery store. Get an Uber.
Yeah.
Definitely go to the grocery store if you're hankering for something. There's also restaurants, mm-hmm. in the area. You're in a pretty metropolis part of Louisville, Kentucky. So if you want to take a short Uber ride to a restaurant, we also go to the bowling alley right there in the campgrounds, which I don't know if it's still going to be there. I don't know how all that's going to work with the rearranging of things. Weird. What's that?
It's just weird to think how different it's going to be.
Yeah, I'm excited. It seems very cool. I bet a lot of people are touchy about it because it's change.
Yeah.
And it could be pretty big change, but the intent is for the better.
Yeah.
They're making it better every year, and they should continue to try mm-hmm. and make it better every year.
Yeah.
You get smarter and iterate, make things better.